Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to East Midlands Airport on a very windy Thursday evening. Hi, Deborah. Good to see you again. Hope you're keeping well. Thanks for joining me again. Okay, let's switch a few things around. There we go. Tighten that up. Well, yeah, really windy evening this evening down here at the Aeropark. Just give you a quick spin around of that sky in front of us. The sun is just setting. So a lot of that rain has now cleared off. It's torrential getting down here this evening. The strong wind seems to have cleared most of it away for us. Just look back over the DHL side of the airfield. There you go, and the sun just setting in the distance there. So hopefully it stays clear for the rest of this evening. The wind can just about put up with. It's a bit strong, but hopefully we stay nice and dry. Well, thanks for joining me anyway again this evening down here at East Midlands, our second stream of the week from East Midlands. Not too long now before we see our first arrival, the DHL 767 in from JFK this evening. Hi Polly, good evening to you as well. Thank you very much for joining us again. It's not too cold just yet. I think the temperature is going to stay not warm, but a lot warmer than it has been. So you can just pan around over the airfield. Have a look at some of the clouds that we were contending with earlier. Just very dark over there in the distance. Hopefully the wind keeps pushing it away from us. It is really windy this evening, but like you say, strangely warm as well, which makes a difference being up here. It's usually freezing cold by now. Hopefully it stays that way for the next couple of hours at least. Right. It zips up on the old coat. Keep some of that warmth in. So down here at the Aeropark again this evening with the kindness of the volunteers, especially Stuart, giving up their time this evening to let us in and stream from within the grounds. So very warm thank you to all of those volunteers who have made it possible for us this evening and over the past few weeks as well on the streams. Uh, 27 ops this evening here at East Midlands, so the wind direction has changed somewhat. Very strong crosswind this evening. The windsock is pointing straight across the airfield, so hopefully not too much of a bumpy evening for all those arrivals and departures. Let's just take a spin around and have a look at that sun as it sets at the end of 09 as well. There you go, next change to be streaming just in the hours of daylight. Hopefully we'll keep the sky as clear as that for the rest of this evening. And that big bank of cloud is rolling in there. Hopefully it's going north of the airfield, so should mostly avoid us. But not too many aircraft in yet. The DHL stand relatively empty for the time being. Just like a A300 there, just in front of us, and a 777 as well. A300 to that side, the 777 to the left-hand side of the apron there. The 757 in front of us. The 1A still here on this evening's stream. Good to see it in the daylight finally. But that one very much still parked up. Just take a quick look at that one while we can. So we got a bit of time before the JFK service arrives in this evening. Yeah, a bit of a closer look above that 747 there. Still parked on stand. It's a week now, I think. It's been at East Midlands, having diverted up from Cardiff last week with that engine issue. Doesn't look like much has changed at all on that one. Hopefully we'll see that one back out again soon. And thanks to everybody already joining us this evening on the start of the stream. We'll be here for the next few hours, probably finishing around 9 PM, our usual time slot for streaming at East Midlands. But if you're new to the channel, you're very welcome this evening. Thank you very much for joining us. If you are returning to watch all action down here at East Midlands, a very warm welcome to the stream as well to you. So just a little bit of quiet time before that first service arrives in from JFK. That one isn't too far out now. Let's take a look on the radar where that one is. That one just passing overhead Ashbourne. It's around 10 minutes away from East Midlands now. As I say, we are on 27 ops this evening, given that change in direction of the wind, and a very strong crosswind it is here tonight as well. So we won't manage to catch many of those aircraft on the approach this evening, but the majority of the cargo we should get quite a good view of it as it rolls out past us off 27 and vacates, especially onto the DHL apron over there. not too long before we see that 767 land into East Midlands this evening. Just take a quick look across the apron over there. Number of aircraft still in this evening. So the airport was open again yesterday. The runway was open during the afternoon. It's been shut for a number of weeks on a Wednesday for various maintenance repairs up and down the runway. But a lot of aircraft using the airport again yesterday. So let's just take a closer look if we can. See if we can get any further into those aircraft this evening. There we go. Hopefully you can see the landscape in the background there. So that wind has blown a lot of that cloud away, a lot of that earlier cloud away. So at the minute it's good visibility all around. So any aircraft approaching from the south this evening should have quite good visibility of them making their approach into East Midlands. The weather seems to be holding out for the time being. The cloud, as I say, above us has totally dispersed now. Clear skies all the way around. So just a bit of cloud in the distance, but that rain is hopefully past. It was treacherous getting down the motorway this afternoon on the way to the Aeropark. So the rain bounding down, just couldn't see anything at all. So the motorway came to a bit of a standstill for a while. Yeah, managed to get down here safely. You know, get set up on time as well. So hopefully it should be an interesting stream this evening. Let's see if we encounter any go-arounds with the wind. So maybe a little difficult to catch those when it gets dark, but we'll try our best to make the most of it anyway. That's 767 just over Nottingham now. That one will make its final approach into East Midlands in the next 2 or 3 minutes. We should see that one rolling out in front of us hopefully in the next 5 or 6 minutes. So a very Boeing dense apron over there this evening. Jet2 Ryanair and Chewy 737s in. A mix of the 737-800s and the MAX airframes as well. So East Midlands is a very Boeing dense airfield, especially with all the DHL fleet, the 777s. 767s and 757s they have in and out of here, but of course also flying the older A300s and the occasional 737. I think that one makes its way up from Spain. That one tends to be a less frequent visitor into East Midlands, but it visits nevertheless. And just looking a bit further out on the inbound this evening, the Aerologic 777 making its way in from Bengaluru this evening. That one is operated by Aerologic, but looks like a DHL liveried airframe making its way over this evening. The inbound 767, registration Hotel Lima Oscar. Age on that one is 12 years. Flight time this evening from JFK, just under 6 hours, about 5 hours 58 minutes by the time it touches down onto runway 27 this evening. So let's just have one last look while the aircraft is just about to turn onto final approach. So you can see just a few aircraft over on the apron there this evening. Not too densely populated just yet, but got a few services making their way up. Jet2 and Chewy, Ryanair as well. So most of those services either just departed or just about to approach France and the UK. First one we should see is the Jet2 service from Tenerife. That one just passing overhead Jersey, it looks like, just approaching Jersey at the minute. That one is around 50 minutes out. That 767 is turning on to final approach now. That one around 5 miles or so out. So we'll just quickly zoom in preparation for that one arriving in. So the wind noise isn't too bad on tonight's stream. It's definitely blustery up here. It's very gusty up here on the mound. So we've turned it down and modified it as best we can. But hopefully it's not too much of a distraction on this evening's stream. Got a bit of noise cancelling on there as well, so hopefully that will dumb it down somewhat. I think so, Polly. I think we had the Atlas Air 747 and a Qatari 777 arriving earlier this morning to East Midlands. It looks like both of those departed out this afternoon. Both of those going out to Bahrain. So yes, it does look like some of those teams are making their way out now. So there is a 747 pinging up on the radar, the One Air 747, registration 1F, showing as inbound from Madrid, but no other information on that one yet. So it may make an appearance, it may not. I think there's another One Air 747 making its way over from Miami to Amsterdam. But last time I looked, just before we set off this evening, maybe a little earlier this afternoon, that one was still in Miami. So that one will likely make an appearance at East Midlands sometime tomorrow. 767 just approaching Kegworth now. Should just be a minute or so before we see that one. And then one should hopefully roll out and vacate a little further down. Straight onto the DHL apron. And thanks to everybody joining us this evening. It's good to see everybody in the chat. There we are, 767 just rolling past me. Vacate from 27 there. We should hopefully see exactly the same for that service in from Bengaluru, which is not too far out now at all. That one just approaching the coast. Looks like it's heading towards Southend-on-Sea. 25 minutes out now. The JFK service a regular for those on the stream. So this one doesn't look like it's delayed this evening, making good time. Just making use of most of that tailwind across from the US. Take a quick look at this one when it pulls onto stand. Reset that radar. Get a close up of that 767 as it pulls onto stand there. That one arriving in from JFK this evening. Flight time just a little over 6 hours. in the UK National Police Force walking out, making its way down to intercept runway 27 as well. I'll try and catch that one as it passes overhead. Just have a quick look, see if we can make out a volcano anywhere in the distance. Sure we'll hear it in the next few minutes. Just check on the few bits. And hello to everybody in the chat. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. And hello to Lily. Yep, not too bad this evening. Makes a difference from being out in the freezing cold anyway. Hopefully the temperatures stay as it is. No rain just yet, so clouds look a bit ominous in front of us. Hopefully that should pass soon. But yeah, makes a good change to be up here. The temperatures are a little warmer. Sounds like that volcano is making its way towards us now. Somewhere in there we go. Skirting around the edge of that cloud there. There we go. Looks like it's departing out to the south. So let's take a quick look at that 767. We wait the service here from Bengaluru. Another popular service for us on the stream. So to position the lens just out of the window, so I can notch it around just a tiny bit further. There we go. Thanks to everybody joining us already on this evening's stream. Not too long before we see that second arrival of the evening, the first just in front of us there, that DHL service in from John F. Kennedy this evening, a regular visitor on our streams. And that next is making its way up the country now. That one routing towards Epping, and then up to Milton Keynes, in towards Leicester, and then East Midlands. That one's probably around 20 minutes or so away from us. The first Jet 2 service inbound this evening, the Jet 2 service from Tenerife. That one just approaching the south coast now. About to head over the Isle of Wight. Down around 30 minutes out. Following that, the Jet 2 service in from Fuerteventura. The TUI service over the Bay of Biscay. Both of those services probably 60 minutes or so away from us now. So we have the Ryanair service in from Tenerife also. That one just about to leave Portugal and enter into Spanish airspace. That one a couple of hours away from us. And then following that, Jet 2 service in from Lanzarote. That one again just approaching the coast of Portugal, just away off, probably 20 minutes or so from the coast there. TUI service in from Lanzarote as well. That one just departed around 30 minutes ago, so around 3 hours or so before we see that one into East Midlands this evening. We may not catch that one on this evening's stream, so we're planning to end around 9 PM as we usually do. That one has still got an endurance of around 3 hours and 25 minutes. So we'll see how quickly those services progress towards East Midlands. There's a very strong wind out there, so hopefully not too much of a delay, if anything a bit earlier than scheduled. But a bit further out over the Atlantic, the 777, DHL 777 in from Cincinnati this evening. That one around an hour and 30 minutes away. And the UPS 767 in from Philadelphia. Again, that one around an hour and 50 minutes out. Overhead Europe, still overhead Poland, is the service, Jet 2 service from Krakow. That one departing just over 20 minutes ago. Still about an hour and 50 minutes for that one to run this evening. That one just about to cross the border with the Czech Republic and Germany. It looks like that 767 is now all opened up as well. So I'll stick with this one just for a few minutes and watch those ground operations. But you're very welcome to join in the chat. Thank you very much for everybody who's joined in this evening so far. Yeah, that wind just dropping off slightly there, Lily. You're right. Hopefully it doesn't get like it did earlier. It's blowing everything around about an hour ago, just before we started the stream, so everything's well strapped down and covered up just to avoid it flying off. Well, yeah, seems to have settled quite a lot since we started. So fingers crossed it does stay that way. It does make it a little bit more exciting. So it's a bit of a shame that we couldn't get down early. I say that the weather was a bit horrendous earlier with the amount of rain, so probably wouldn't have been a good idea to be out here any earlier than we were. So good decision to start at this time. But if you want to have a look back at any of the windier conditions here at East Midlands, we did do a stream a few weeks ago when we had, I think, the first named storm of the year. I think it was Storm Eowyn. We're just a little further down on runway 27, catching all the arrivals. So the wind was quite gusty that day. Managed to catch one of the Jet 2s on a go around. So if you do want to have a look back at that, have a look in our previous live streams. It should be there under Storm Airwind. So that's 767. So let's see if that one is being unloaded yet. Doesn't look like any movement. It's like the crew just entering the flight deck there. Making the first exchanges. Hopefully we should see some of those bins off anytime soon. So that one is the only aircraft on stand at the minute being worked on. Let's just quickly check on the departures for this evening. Still got the cargo jet service pinging up. We haven't seen the cargo jet 767 for some time now. I think the last one we saw may have been a replacement airframe for the usual visitor into East Midlands. I know that one had been routed all over Canada before making its way into East Midlands. So unlikely we'll see that one this evening. Doesn't look like anything over there on the apron, nothing in its usual spots. So maybe just another fictitious log there on the flight radar. But we should see services in from Cologne this evening. The Maersk 767 in from Cologne. That one at about 8:15. The DHL 777 in from Leipzig. That one is picking up with an estimated time of 8:25 now. Delayed ever so slightly, about 10 minutes or so. And then we have the Ryanair service in from departing out to Tenerife at 8:30. DHL's Set 2 services the 777 and the 767 out this evening. We may just catch the 777 first on this stream as it makes its departure. The 767 has got a departure time of 10 to 10, so we'll be departing well after we've ended here this evening. But we'll keep an eye on that 777. Those services do sometimes get a little delayed, but we'll keep our eyes open for any action on that one. So that daylight now dropping away very rapidly. Should take a quick look over the rest of the airfield. We'll leave that 767 just for the time being. You can see all the airfield now well lit. Hopefully see some of those aircraft out later this evening. Yeah, one 747 just about shining in the darkness there. So if anybody's got any updates on that one, do put them in the chat. I know that one's been in for about a week now. Arrived in just before we started last Thursday's stream. Any 757 on stand there as well. So looks like everything is swinging into action now on that 767. About 10 minutes out now for that service in from Bengaluru this evening. That one just north of Northampton now, heading towards Lutterworth, up towards Leicester, and should route towards the east of Loughborough and make a left turn into runway 27. It's not too long at all before we see that 777 roll out in front of us. That one should vacate at similar points as well to that 767 which we saw a little earlier. We'll watch that one onto stand and have a little look at the operations on that one as well this evening. So once this bank of cloud passes, we should have a relatively clear night this evening. Fingers crossed. Looks like there's another bank rolling in the distance, but nothing too harsh in the way of weather conditions this evening. A lot of that earlier rain has now passed. Still look quite dark, the clouds though, so hopefully they don't burst over the top of us. Good visibility all round as well on the airfield this evening. There's an aircraft just on the distance there south of the airfield. Too sure if that's the 777 or not. See once it gets a little closer, see if you can get a close-up shot of that. Just leave that 767 a minute. Right, look around, see if we can spot that in the distance. There we go. Just away off there. But looking likely that is the inbound 777. So you get quite a good view from up here of the Aeropark. Oh, sorry, from the Aeropark of well, there's approaching aircraft, especially when the weather is like this. So, grateful that all that cloud seems to have dispersed. I think we'd be in some heavy cloud coverage this evening. Well, seems to be alright so far. So there we go, that 777 approaching East Midlands now. Take a quick look back on the 76 while we wait for that one to get a little bit closer. We won't manage to catch the full approach of that one this evening. Just a bit obscured by the trees on the top of the mound here, but we'll definitely catch it as it rolls out in front of us. Yeah, thanks for that, Stuart, on the One Air there. Looks like that one is due to depart Madrid imminently. So there's a good chunk of time left to run over this evening. So we may catch that one arriving on the strip, we may not, just depends if that one faces any further delays. We'll keep tabs on that one. Good to see you again, Karen. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. that 777, just about 5 minutes or so away from us now. A lot of that cloud passing over the top of us, just sitting over there in the distance now that wind's dropped. So just obscuring that approach path from the south. Should just be a few minutes until we see that one this evening. So just a tiny bit of quiet time this evening on those first arrivals. Hopefully once most of the traffic making its way up from the south gets over the UK, should be a matter of 20 or 30 minutes once they've reached the south coast until they arrive into East Midlands. So a number of passenger services making their way up, and a few cargo services as well just over the Atlantic. It's like we've got the Ryanair in from Liverpool. That one has just departed. It's like that one is maybe just a repositioning flight this evening. I think that one was due in a little earlier this afternoon. Yeah, looking like that one had a scheduled departure of 4:30. So a couple of hours delay on that one. But that one literally just leaving Liverpool a couple of minutes ago, heading over Ellesmere Port now. It's picking up with a flight time of 30 minutes, but that one should be here anytime soon, probably in the next 20 minutes or so. 777 making its turn onto final approach now. That one around 5 miles away. So still a slight crosswind this evening. Yeah, windsock just dancing in the breeze there. But it makes a difference to be back on 7 operations this evening. We've had a fairly good run of it over the past couple of weeks with all of the operations on 09, especially the arrivals when the weather's been so good. If you missed any of those previous streams, definitely do go and have a look back. We were out here last Sunday as well, catching the arrival of the Atlas Air 747 and the Saudi MRTT A330. Again, another bitterly cold day for that one, but here primarily just to catch the arrival of those 2 special aircraft into East Midlands. So if you want to go and have a look back at any of the daytime streams from here at East Midlands, just have a look back in the previous live section of the channel, and all of our previous streams will be listed there. And good evening to everybody just joining us in the chat as well. Welcome to live flight action here at East Midlands. It's good to have you all with us, and thank you very much for joining us this evening. Seven just passing overhead Kegworth now, so we'll make preparations to watch that one roll out in front of us. It definitely has made a difference with that wind dropping off this evening. It's almost have been around the airport for a long, long time. Usually hands like icicles by this point, but yeah, quite warm. So always a bit of a waiting game in anticipation for those aircraft just popping through the trees there. Just about here, that one in the distance. A good amount of spray kicked up by the reverse thrusters on that one as well. Looking to dry that runway out a little bit. So hopefully if that runway stays a little damp, you should get some good action of those reverse thrusters on all those arriving aircraft anyway. So the temperature's quite stable now, and the wind is quite stable as well. Just a slight breeze in the air. So the runway will probably dry off quite quickly, especially with the amount of power produced by the engines, especially on the 777. Trying to keep up with this one. Trying to guess where he's going to vacate. Always a little bit further than you think. So that first inbound Jet 2 service is not too far out now. That one just north of Leicester. That's the Jet 2 service here from Tenerife. Registration on that one ending Romeo Tango Lima. That one just passing through 5,500 feet. Airframe is 12 years of age, coming up to 12 years of age. And the flight time on that one this evening will be just over 3 hours and 50 minutes once it touches down. That one about 4 minutes away now. You can just see the church in the background there as well. Hopefully just to be able to see it. So, Breeden on the hill, I think. Yeah, the 777 just coming to a stop there on stand. Just get a close-up view of that one if we can. There you go, those, the ground up seems just moving in there, putting the shocks in place. The engines on that one should start shutting down imminently. So even though we're in a prime position for catching all those cargo arrivals this evening in front of us, the passenger services, they will vacate just a little further up. They don't typically tend to use the full length of the runway. We'll be in very close proximity to those as well, so you should get some good close-up shots this evening. And that Jet 2 service just turning onto its final approach now. Again, that one about 5 miles or so away from us. And the Ryanair making its way in from Liverpool this evening. That one just approaching north of Derby now. That one around 10 minutes or so. That one just making tracks towards Nottingham. And then it'll turn in on its final approach as well, just behind the Jet 2. The Ryanair will be presumably quite light this evening. So we'll see how far down the runway that one vacates. So the 777 in from Bengaluru this evening. Flight time on that one this evening, 10 hours and 40 minutes. Registration on the airframe Alpha Lima Oscar. And that one just 4 years of age. I think we picked that one up on maybe in Tuesday's stream or last Thursday's stream as well. So another regular airframe into East Midlands. And the Jet 2 from Tenerife just passing through 2,000 feet now, making its way overhead East Leak. And the Ryanair 737 making its way towards Nottingham now. That one just west of Nottingham. One of the Beach King just departing overhead. That one not pinging up on radar. It's always a little difficult to catch those ones once they get above you. So the sky is quite dark now, so always difficult to pick those out quickly. Well, that one should ping up, hopefully on radar anytime soon. It's not on mine just yet. Hi Mark, good to see you here in the chat. Thanks for joining us this evening. And that Jet 2 service just overhead Kegworth now, so only a minute or so away from us. Just have a quick pan around in preparation for that one landing in this evening. Stick with this end of the airfield for the next few minutes while we wait for that Ryanair to arrive in as well. So we'll hopefully watch the Jet 2 onto the apron and get a close-up shot of that one as well. That one, Jet 2 just over the threshold now, so just a few seconds before we see that one make an appearance. Just coming into frame now. Just get a little closer on that one as well. Flight time on this one this evening, just shy of 3 hours and 55 minutes. Yeah, that Ryanair 737 just turning onto its final approach as well. That one again around 5 miles or so away from us now. Should be with us in the next 3 or 4 minutes. And good evening to everybody just joining us on the chat as well. Jones and Plants, good to see you back. Thanks for joining us again. Glad to see you enjoyed it earlier in the week on our Tuesday stream. If anybody did miss that, definitely go back and have a look. That was the last of the 09 ops for this week. Some good close-up action from this end of the airfield. So have a look back at that one as well if you get a chance. And Sarah Jane, good evening to you as well. Thank you very much for joining us. The Ryanair service here from Liverpool. Say service, looks like it's just a quick hop for that one over to East Midlands this evening. That one presumably just making a bit of a dead leg flight over from Liverpool to hopefully depart out at some point later this evening or tomorrow. Just a minute or so away from touching down it. That one overhead Kegworth. So once that one touches down and vacates, we'll try and get a little bit closer over to the apron there as well to have a look at those aircraft as they disembark. So yeah, it looks like this Ryanair just on a repositioning flight this evening from Liverpool. Delayed by a couple of hours. Should have been here around 4:30. But a good gap filler for a bit of downtime on the stream. And not too far behind, that's the RVL Cessna here from the Isle of Man as well. Another regular visitor on the streams from East Midlands. Ryanair just touching down in the distance. Hopefully pick that one up in the next few seconds. Somewhere out there. There we go. And that one just vacating runway 27. Stick with this one as it makes its way down to its stand this evening. Registration on this one, Echo Foxtrot Foxtrot. The airframe 737-800 with those winglets on there. Airframe is 15 years of age. See where this one ends up this evening. So the apron filling up a little bit now. Just going to disappear behind the signal for a second. See if we can get a close-up shot of this one as it arrives onto stand. There you go, very well lit under the apron lights there. Just a short flight over to East Midlands for that one this evening. 30 minutes or so, just under 30 minutes from Liverpool. As it makes its way over on a repositioning flight this evening. Next inbound Jet 2 service from Fuerteventura, just south of Leicester now. The RVL just disappeared from radar. Hopefully that one should ping up again. So the RVL systems can be a bit hit and miss here at East Midlands. Here I'm starting up in the distance. Sometimes it's not until they actually get airborne that they start pinging up on the radar. So it can be a little bit difficult to see them in the darkness. There we go, I think that one is just touching down now. Let's just get a quick pan across of that. Because they're so small as well in comparison, it's difficult to hear them so far out. So that one's just vacated 27. Should hopefully be making its way towards us. So they usually vacate the taxiway and park either in their, I think they've got designated hangarage here, or they usually park on the DHL apron. See where this one ends up this evening. Whoops. This one is making its way towards the DHL apron. If we can keep up with it. There we go. Giving some light to the 747 there. Bit of a quick flash. It turns and should be parking relatively close to the 757. Maybe just to the left of it. That inbound Jet 2 service from Future Ventura, about 5 minutes or so away from us now. And quick press on the brakes, and that one's safely on to stand this evening. So you take the wings off that and it would fit very nicely inside that 757. A real size comparison there. But another regular visitor on the evening streams here at East Midlands. So that Jet 2 service just turning on to final now. And good evening again to everybody just joining us from here at East Midlands. Carl, hello from Dublin. It's very good to have you with us on the stream all the way from Dublin. Thank you very much for joining us. Jet 2 service just making its way through 3,000 feet now. And the Vulcan Air that we saw depart just a little earlier on the stream, just to the north of Leicester as well. So that one is still on operation at the minute. That one's been out for about 50 minutes or so now. So that Jet 2 is making its way in. Just going to plug in a bit of power to keep us going. Just keep you on that RVL caravan in front of us. Come on, in there somewhere. There we go. Right, good-o. Yeah, what a difference it's made this evening with the weather calming down a lot. I thought we were going to have to reschedule this evening's stream when we were I was making my way up here this afternoon. So the amount of rain on the motorway, it was torrential, just patches that were flooded, so a couple of lanes shut off, stemming all the flow of traffic and slowing it down a little bit. It was quite lovely not seeing the rain that bad for a very, very long time. Literally couldn't see anything out of the windscreen, or anything around you for that matter of fact. But we made it here, and what a difference it's made, just a couple of hours. The sky was dark when we were approaching, and the sun just glaring through, fortunately. That wind off the Atlantic seems to have pushed most of that cloud away now. The temperature staying quite warm as well, which again makes a vast change. Hands are fully operational this evening. Helps the equipment as well take a bit of that coldness off it. Definitely on the batteries anyway. But let's just have a quick pan across. That Jet 2 service is just about to arrive with us. So hopefully not too premature in announcing the arrival of this one this time. Should just be making an appearance in the next few seconds. So there's a bit of a guessing game between looking in front of you and the radar as well, which is slightly delayed. Either delayed or it goes faster than the actual aircraft. There we go, that Jet 2 service here from Future Insurer. Registration on this one, Delta Foxtrot Yankee. Flight time on this one, just shy of 3 hours and 40 minutes this evening. This aircraft, 23 years of age. Coming up to 24 years in September. So one of the older aircraft in the Jet 2 fleet. So Jet 2 have been operating the 321neo in and out of East Midlands, just on a few training flights up and down the country, primarily between here and Newcastle and Prestwick as well. So that one has been in a few times over the past couple of weeks. Managed to catch that one. It may have been Tuesday's stream last week. I think we managed to catch that one departing out on 09. There we go, just have a quick pan across for that one. Turns on to standard. Right, it looks like there is an aircraft approaching in the distance as well. Let's see what that is. Nothing picking up just yet. I saw some lights out there in the distance. Yeah, there it is. Just the top of the screen. There you go. I think that might be the, even though it is some distance away, might be the Vulcaner, the National Police Force Vulcaner. It's the only aircraft on the radar at the minute operating in the vicinity. Definitely out there somewhere. Like it's in a pretty much stationary position as well. Well, as stationary as it can be, flying around. Looks like it's just orbiting at the minute over the top of Leicester, which is not too far away from us, so it's likely the Vulcaner there just in the distance. But that Jet 2 just coming to a stop on its stand there. Those buses ready to move in. Once everybody starts to disembark, just get a close up of that one. There we go. Don't usually get to see passengers disembark from this vantage point, the aircraft tend to be head on towards the terminal. It's always disembarking on the left hand side, as you usually would. But we always get a right hand side shot of the aircraft. So hopefully we'll see some bit of variety on this evening's stream. Makes a difference from all the usual cargo action that we see. So a bit of a passenger action for you there as well. So as we get more and more into the summer months, the frequency of those passenger services will increase as well. So hopefully we'll be able to bring you a lot more variety in terms of aircraft out of East Midlands, especially as those nights draw out as well. And we get a bit more daylight. We go to stream with a bit of daylight behind us. So it's not too bad when the weather's like this though. It's nice and calm and the temperature is pretty stable. It's just those freezing nights that make a difference. Having to get everything wrapped up warm and constantly take your gloves on and off to make sure everything's either operating as it should be or to get access to everything. So definitely makes a welcome change this evening. But thanks to everybody joining us so far from East Midlands, and it's good to see everybody in the chat. Hope you're all enjoying the view from East Midlands this evening. So it's our second stream of the week, our first being on Tuesday. Again, those temperatures on Tuesday were bitterly cold. We managed to stream till about 9 PM. Some good views on Runway 09. And there we go, the ground ops just knocking on the door there. See what that one opening up now. Thanks for everybody's likes on this evening stream as well. It's very much appreciated. Thank you very much for everybody's support. So the next inbound just south of Leicester now, the Chewy service in from Gran Canaria. Registration on that one, Alpha Whiskey Hotel, or ending Alpha Whiskey Hotel. That one just passing through 8,000 feet now. Airframe is a 737-800, 12 years of age. Flight time this evening will be just over 3 hours and 40 minutes. Around about the 3 hour and 45 minute mark once it arrives into East Midlands. That one just approaching the airfield from the south now. Just see those lights flickering away in the distance. We'll keep a view on the Jet 2 here. So it's not a usual sight we see on the streams, disembarking from this side of the terminal anyway. I'm sure everybody's very glad to be coming back into the cold of the UK. Okay, I should take a look a little further out. So it's like some distance being made between the inbound DHL service in from Cincinnati and the UPS service in from Philadelphia. The DHL making up quite a bit of ground there. But that one just approaching, we're heading towards Dublin now. one just over Westmeath in Ireland, if I'm pronouncing that right. That one's still at 37,000 feet, arriving in the next 30 minutes or so. And the UPS 767 inbound from Philadelphia, that one also cruising at 37,000 feet at the minute, just approaching the coast of Ireland, heading towards Galway. And then a route across towards Dublin, across the Irish Sea to Anglesey, route over Wales, down over into Staffordshire, and then across into East Midlands. That one has still got around 50 minutes or so to run this evening, so we should see that one just before 8 PM. That Jet 2 service here from Krakow this evening, currently over approaching the Netherlands. Registration on that one, Romeo Tango Zulu. That one is still at cruising altitude of 38,000 feet. Airframe is 21 years of age. That one's got around 60 minutes or so till it arrives into East Midlands this evening. So again, should see that one around 8 PM. Ryanair service from Tenerife, just west of Nates now, heading towards Saint Nazaire. 737 MAX, registration Indigo Hotel Whiskey. That one is about a year and a half old. 737 MAX. Endurance left on that one, currently at 38,000 feet, around 60 minutes or so until we see that one as well. And the One Air 747, that was inbound from Madrid earlier this evening. Looks like that one has started to taxi towards the runway now. But I think that one has got quite a bit of endurance on this evening's flights. Maybe a couple of hours or so, so we may just miss that one, unless it gets its skates on. But probably a good couple of hours, 2.5 hours before we see that one in the vicinity of East Midlands, so we'll probably have ended the stream by then. But we'll keep an eye out for it. If we manage to catch it, we'll definitely get it on this evening's stream. And good to see everybody in the chat this evening as well. Thank you very much for joining us. Sally's Photography, glad we can bring you the stream this evening, and thank you very much for joining in and watching it. Hopefully everybody finds it informative anyway. Try to be as informative as we can be with the information we've got about the airport from many years of visiting here and being part of the flying school over there as well. But good to see everybody enjoying themselves in the chat this evening. If you are new to the channel and you want to join in the chat, please feel free. Everybody is very welcoming in there, and you'll be very much welcomed into that community as well. just as Deborah said that, thank you very much to Drones and Planes as well. It's greatly appreciated for sharing that on behalf of the channel. So thank you very much for your support this evening. Do appreciate it. So we I regularly watch your streams up at Manchester as well. So thanks very much for watching us down at East Midlands this evening. So that Chewie just turning on to final approach now, making its way down to runway 27. Just wait a couple of minutes and then have a pan across and catch that one as it vacates. And just picking up there, just bouncing us around a bit. Stick with this one as best we can. Oh, it's most appreciated. Thank you very much to you, Drones and Planes. So I don't know by you by name, only by channel name. So thank you very much. And if you want to watch any of the action at Manchester as well, just to say, Drones and Planes have some really good coverage up there. So definitely go and give them check out as well. Yeah, it's most appreciated. We'll try and get into some chats as well. It's just a little bit difficult. We're always either catching up on streams or just catching a little bit of stream, so not able to participate in the chat much. But we'll try and get a bit more active in the chat as well. If you don't mind, of course. Thanks, John. So there aren't that many names floating around, that many channel names. It's a bit difficult for me to keep tabs on them, but thank you very much to you, John, for that. There you go, the Chewie just pulling on to stand there. Just a quick pan across to the earlier inbound Jet 2. So that one is disembarked. Everybody making their way off that now. Maybe the final passengers or crew just disembarking now. Okay, so have a little check on the radar now. Check on everything's battery life as well when I get the chance. So all good, all good, all good. And the last one. If you can get in. Where are you? Somewhere. Come on. Right, just bear with me a minute. I'll try and check the final status on this battery. Cover it up just to keep it protected from the cold. I know it's a bit of a pain to find the button. There we go. There you go, plenty of life left in that. Right, let's get this one covered back up again. Sorry for any of that Velcro noise. Right. I shall do that just over there. Oh, sorry, try and be as quiet as I can be with that. Microphone may have picked it up. There we go, back on. So that DHL 777 making its way over the coast of Wales now. That one is just overhead rail. About 20 minutes or so before we see that one arrive into East Midlands this evening. hopefully the sound is coming across clear. Anything with wheels. Definitely can hear myself this side. I'm just having a bit of a sound check. If anybody else has got any issues with the audio coming through, just let me know, see if you can make any adjustments. But everything seems fine this side. Right. So with that Jet 2 now fully disembarked, let's take a quick look at the DHL apron again this evening. 767 now closed up. Yeah, A300 there. And that 777 just in the process of either being unloaded or turned around. Just had our backs to that one for a while. So we'll have a look at this one for a few minutes and see what's going on over there. And thank you to everybody just joining us as well this evening from East Midlands. Richard and Sophie, good to have you with us, and thank you Sophie very much for subscribing. No problem, Sophie. You're very welcome in the chat, so don't worry about tagging us in there. So just having a quick look at that 777 in front of us, arriving a little earlier on the stream in from Bangalore this evening. You can see bit of a size comparison to the operator on the ground there, just checking that engine out. Sorry for any bouncing around on that image there. Camera just being a little bit battered by the wind, just picking up again. Service in from Cincinnati, making its way down towards Crewe now. So the Vulcan may have ceased its operations over Leicester, so that one is making a trip back up towards East Midlands. It's currently west of Melton Mowbray, so maybe out for a little longer, depending on where it's called upon this evening. Next two passenger services in this evening should be the Ryanair Air from Tenerife. That one just about to leave the coast, over the coast of France, sorry. looks like it's just south of Cherbourg, and the Jet 2 service in from Krakow now over the channel. That one should be around 30 minutes or so away from us. And that UPS 767 in from Philadelphia, just leaving the coast of Ireland, just over the Irish Sea now, heading towards Anglesey. Again, that one is around 25 minutes out. So that 777 should roll out in front of us and make its way on to stand over on the DHL apron there. So we'll be able to watch that one in. And the UPS 767, that should roll out, maybe use the fall onto the runway, depending on where it plans to vacate this evening. But that one will make a turn and go straight back down to the other end of the airfield where the UPS hangars are, so that one won't stick around in front of us for too long. But we'll definitely catch the 777 as it makes its way on to stand. And that one, 747, now departed Madrid. That one got a flight time of about an hour and 50 minutes. So we'll see how much progress that one makes this evening. We may catch it at the end of the stream, we may not catch it at the end of the stream, so can't promise anything, but we'll try and catch it if we can. So that one should have been in a little earlier. But when we started the stream, it was still on the ground in Madrid. So delayed by a couple of hours this evening. So I think that one should have been arriving around this time. Let's have a look on the radar there. Yeah, that one was with a scheduled arrival time of 7:45. Now with an arrival time just after 9 PM. So fingers crossed it doesn't encounter any further delays. May just try and sneak that one in if we can. We'll keep an eye on it over the next hour or so and watch its progress up towards us. So just around 10 minutes or so now before that service in from Cincinnati arrives with us. That 777 just passing over at Ashbourne now. Registration on this airframe, Delta Hotel Lima uniform. And this one is coming up to 14 years of age. Flight time on this one this evening, around the 6 hour and 40 minute mark by the time it touches down. That one just passing through 9,000 feet now, so not too long before we see that one arrive this evening. it's good to have a clear sky above us again this evening, as well as the aircraft in the distance. You can make out a lot of stars in the sky tonight. I think just as that Jet 2 was taxiing in as well, just above us a couple of typhoons, I presume it was typhoons, making their way back over to Lincolnshire. So the RAF regularly use that route between Lincolnshire and Wales on their night training flights. So a little too fast to pick up on camera, and only the faintest red flash in the sky, but both aircraft definitely travelling together at some speed over the airfield this evening. There you go. So let's leave that 777 for just a minute. So around to the other side of the DHL apron. So another 777. It's very 777 dense this evening. So this one is likely the outbound service to Leipzig. Maybe. So look, no, it's like that one's ending Lima Yankee. The outbound to Leipzig registration on that one is filed as Lima Oscar. And it is the aircraft we just panned away from there. It'll be making its way out to Leipzig this evening. The one in front of us ending Lima Yankee, that one is filed out to Cincinnati. That one should be making its way out just before 9 o'clock, scheduled time of 8:50. We'll keep an eye on that one. Some of the services back across the Atlantic seem to be delayed somewhat over the past couple of weeks, so we've not managed to catch many of them before we end the stream. But hopefully we'll get to see this one out this evening. If you want to see any of those 777s departing close to where we are this evening, have a look back on Tuesday's stream. We had a number of aircraft departing in front of us. So, well, we're on 09 ops here at East Midlands. There should be a couple of streams from last week as well. 3 streams we did last week, Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday, all on 09 ops here at East Midlands. So if you want some close-up action of many different aircraft types, do definitely go back and have a look at those, especially the Sunday when we had the Atlas 747 and the Saudi A330, and that one was primarily transporting military personnel for Operation Cobra Warrior this week. So if you want to see any close-up shots of those, definitely go back and have a look at our previous live streams on the channel. And just as Stuart was saying there in the chat, if anybody is interested in coming down and seeing all the action in person, as well as all the aircraft on static display here, the Aeropark is open this weekend from 10 AM till 3 PM. There's a link in the description of the stream to the Aeropark's website, where you can find all the details on there. Opening times, admission times, and also directions of how to find the Aeropark. But if you want any more detail on it, check out the Aeropark website. So there is a a link to the website in the description below. Yeah, Aeropark is manned just by volunteers as well. So it's with our support this evening and over the past live streams that we've been able to bring you all of the action down here at East Midlands. So a big thank you to all the volunteers for making that possible for us. So that 777 shouldn't be too far out at all now. Just passing south of Nottingham, so that one's just about to turn onto its final approach. So we're making a right-hand turn this evening onto the approach path. Just a couple of minutes out from touching down now. Vulcan Air, like it's making a number of sweeping turns over Nottingham. See if that one makes its way in behind the 777 as well. In about 20 minutes or so before we see that UPS 767 arrive in from Philadelphia. That one is just passing overhead Wrexham now, heading towards Crewe, routing down on overhead Stoke-on-Trent, Derby, and then over to Nottingham and into East Midlands. And then those next passenger services, the Ryanair just approaching the south coast now, almost overhead Portsmouth. That one has got about 30 minutes or so left to run. And the same for the Jet 2 service in from Krakow. The next arrival will be that 777 in from Cincinnati. Okay, let's pan across and catch the arrival of the 777 now. Not too far out. Just give me a chance to reset this cover as well, which has blown off again. Seems to be a recurrent issue. Let's tie it down better next time. There we go. So should it be too long before we see that 777 arriving. So that one is just overhead Kegworth now. See that windsock just dancing there. Just a slight crosswind this evening. Nothing the 777 shouldn't be able to handle. Engines just rumbling towards us now. So my feet are in the dark. Fall over myself. Service in from Cincinnati there, arriving after a flight time of 6 hours and 45 minutes. Strong smell of those tyres as well. Jet fuel up here this evening. Those engines pointing straight at you, so you get the full brunt of the everything coming out of the back of those. It's kicked up some wind. From the calmness of having no wind, having those engines pointed at you. It's a blooming massive difference. Calm back down in a minute. just coming to a stop on its stand now. Another 777 to add into the mix this evening. And the UPS 767 making its way just north of Derby now, routing towards Nottingham. We wait for that one to arrive. See if we can get a bit of a close-up look at that one. So the 777s are very frequent into East Midlands. Probably one of the most popular aircraft, cargo aircraft types anyway, as well as the 767. With DHL having a very good variety of aircraft. As we said just a little earlier, we quite frequently see the 757s, and there's one on stand just over there at the minute, as well as the DHL liveried 737s, the A300, also one on stand just in the middle, and then of course the 777s and 767s, which make up the backbone of the operation at East Midlands, or the vast majority of it anyway. So it looks like that Vulcan is orbiting over Nottingham at the minute. It's been out for almost a couple of hours now, so should be making a return anytime soon. Over that UPS 767 just passing over Nottingham now, that one around 5 minutes away. So this one should vacate, maybe not quite in front of us, maybe just a little bit further down, and then that one will turn off onto the taxiway, or vacate onto the taxiway and make its way back down towards the start of runway 27, where UPS have all their hangars. Services after the arriving UPS 767 will be the not the Jet 2, sorry, the Ryanair service in from Tenerife. Following that will be that Jet 2 service in from Krakow. Both aircraft probably 10 to 15 minutes out now. The Ryanair just north of Milton Keynes, and the Jet 2 just passing overhead Luton now. So probably in the next 10 to 15, maybe 20 minutes, we'll see both of those aircraft arriving. We'll try and watch those onto their respective stands as well. The 1S747 just leaving the coast of Spain now, just north of Bilbao. That one currently cruising at 34,000 feet. Arrival time 1 hour 17 minutes. So it's looking more and more likely we may just catch that one arriving in on the stream. keep tabs on that one. So if we do manage to catch it, we'll definitely catch it for you. But if it's delayed by delayed somewhat, make a call when it gets a bit closer. Just a couple of minutes now before we see that 767 arriving to East Midlands this evening. Registration on this one, November 339 Uniform Papa. Aircraft is coming up to 15 years of age now. Flight time on this one this evening, around 6 hours and 5 minutes, making its way over from Philadelphia. Just passing through 2,000 feet now. It's just a couple of minutes or so before we see that one here in front of us this evening. Wind just picking up. Managed to keep the cold up there for the time being now. Temperature is staying relatively stable this evening. So let's have a quick pan across and catch the arrival of that UPS 767 into East Midlands. Engine's just rumbling towards us now. So that's Runway, vacate early. Yeah. So no need to use the full extent of the runway this evening. So this one just got to say a short hop back down to the other end of the airfield where the UPS hangars are. And that one will disappear off there. So next aircraft to arrive in will likely be the Ryanair service here from Tenerife. That one just around 5 minutes out now. Yeah, everyone on the over in the terminal area there, well lit up now. So look at the departures, see if there's any delays to this evening's services. So looks like the 777 off to Leipzig is due out at 8:25. So that's in the next 30 minutes or so. And then hopefully we'll see the Ryanair service out to Tenerife, followed by the 777 over to Cincinnati. It's the DHL 777 to Cincinnati this evening. And that one will likely be the last one of this evening's stream, departing just before 9 PM. And then hopefully we get to see a few of those arriving aircraft just before we finish as well. So we'll try and catch the 747 if we can. One is making some good time. It's due in about an hour from now, so we may just catch that one. As I say, we'll keep an eye on it. So let's have a quick look in the back of that 777 there as it gets all that cargo taken care of. It's a very fast-paced operation over there on the cargo ramps. As soon as those aircraft come in, as you'll see, the ground crew straight on it, getting them unloaded again and getting them loaded back up so they can depart straight out. Not usually on the ground for a very long spell of time, only if they're overnight stops or day stops. I think there are a couple of the aircraft over there, maybe on night stops this evening. That's Ryanair just turning onto an extended final now for runway 27. And it's great to see everybody in the chat this evening, and also to everybody watching from down here at East Midlands. If you're new to joining us, we're Live Flight Action. Regular streams, we're regularly streaming now down at East Midlands. So if you are new to us, do consider subscribing and hitting that notification button to keep up with all of our all of the action down here at East Midlands. And to all of those returning subscribers as well, thank you very much for joining us again this evening. And if you're just watching, thank you very much to you as well. But it's with thanks to the volunteers at the Aeropark here. As mentioned a little earlier, they are open this weekend from 10 till 3, last entry being 2 p.m. And if anybody is also looking to offer some of their time to volunteer down here at the Aeropark, just come down and have a chat with the volunteers here. There are a lot of different positions available to assist with. But if you want any more information on that, just have a look at the Aeropark website and come down and have a chat to the volunteers. They're only too happy to spare some time and give you a bit more detail of how to go about volunteering. And if you have any questions about the Aeropark as well, whilst you're here, they're only too happy to answer those for you. So that Ryanair just on its final approach now. So we'll just stick with the DHL in front of us and have a quick pan across. John, yeah, there's a email in the description of the video. If you have a look under the streaming date and time in there, and I think there's a bit of section that we're going to put the METARs on a bit for the weather. It should be at the end of one of those paragraphs. Just let me know if you find it. Okay, that's 737. On final approach now. Let's have a quick pan around and catch that one in. Ryanair service in there. That one in from Tenerife this evening, arriving just shy of 4 hours, 3 hours and 56 minutes flight time on that one. registration on this one, India Hotel Whiskey. It's a 737 MAX. First entrant into service in October 2023. Apologies for sniffling nose then. It's just got a tiny bit cold. Let's go back onto that right now. Jet 2 service in from Krakow this evening. Also, our final approach now, that one is just about to touch down. Pan across from the arriving Ryanair there. That's it, windsock still dancing away. So that wind has picked up ever so slightly over the past 40 minutes or so. Jet 2 service in from Krakow there, operated by 737. Flight time 2 hours and 25 minutes this evening. Airframe at 21 years of age, first entering into service in 2004. Let's see where else this one makes its final resting place for the evening. Locked off there, that wind just battering us up here on the mound. Go see if you can stick that on a bit further. There you go. The apron filling up this evening over on the passenger terminal. So we should hopefully see one of these 777s out in the next 20 minutes or so. But the Jet 2 service in from Lanzarote just passing north of Portsmouth now. That one is around 25 minutes out. The Swift Air service in from Guernsey just departing Guernsey actually. That one departed 10 minutes ago and it's making its way towards the UK now. That one is around 35 minutes out. And the One Air 747 now 52 minutes out, just about to leave France, I believe. That one is just approaching east of Saint-Nazaire, west of Nates. So not long left to run before we see that one in UK airspace. Just have a better pen across that Jet 2 there. That one should start disembarking in the next few minutes. We'll stick with that one for the time being. Apologies for any bouncing up and down on the image there. That wind just giving us a little bit of a push this evening. It's picked up again. But with the aircraft making their way into East Midlands this evening, the Maersk 767 in from Belfast. That one is 30 minutes out, just passing south of the Isle of Man. Another regular visitor in on these streams, the DHL 757 in from Reykjavik. That one is 25 minutes out. That one is currently overhead the Lake District, making its way down to East Midlands. And the West Atlantic service in from Aberdeen, operated by that 737-400. That one departed around 15 minutes ago, and it's got about 35 minutes left to run this evening. So the majority of those aircraft should be with us within the hour. And with any luck, we will catch the arrival of that one 747 as well this evening. That wind is pushing up towards us, so hopefully they've got a good tailwind behind them. And Lily, that windsock is pointing directly away from the airfield, so a good crosswind this evening. Let's just see if we can pan around quickly and show you. There you go. So 2 7-ups, but with a good crosswind in force. Definitely feel it up here. But so a quick look at that Jet 2 service here from Krakow this evening. And good evening to everybody joining us in the chat and on the stream from East Midlands this evening. It's good to have you with us. No problem, Lily, you're very welcome. So that wind has definitely picked up in the last 40 minutes or so. Went from it being quite calm to bringing a bit of a chill with it. It's not as bad as it has been out here over the past couple of weeks. Managing to stay quite warm. Everything well wrapped up, all the equipment and myself well wrapped up, so should be good for the next hour or so. So we should hopefully end on the One Air 747 with any luck. That one making its way up from Madrid this evening. And in terms of departures, in the next 30 to 40 minutes, maybe a little bit less, we should have the 777 off to Leipzig this evening. Let's take a quick look across at that, the progress on that one in a minute. But we should have two outbound 777s, one being for Leipzig and the other off to Cincinnati. The aircraft returning to Leipzig this evening was the earlier inbound from Bengaluru. But probably 20 minutes or so before we see the first of those 777s start up and push, maybe a little sooner. Looks like the aircraft on the end of the stand there is just starting up. The anti-collision beacon light is pinging away, so that one may be a little ahead of schedule. But the crew there just inspecting the outside of the aircraft after arriving in just a few minutes ago. Bit of a post-landing inspection there. And that 777 is indeed now pinging up. So we will leave the Jet 2737 there for the time being. That one just started to disembark now. And apologies for the blur. So look at the 777 on stand there, that one just pushing now. So this earlier aircraft in from Bengaluru, arriving on this evening's stream and also departing again. We are back on 27 ops this evening, runway 27 operations, so we won't see this one depart in front of us like we have done over the past couple of weeks, but we'll definitely catch it as it makes its way past us down to runway 27. So not a very long flight for this one this evening as it returns back over to Leipzig. So its earlier inbound flight was just shy of 11 hours, I think around 10 hours 40 minutes on its flight over from Bengaluru this evening. And the Jet 2 service from Lanzarote just overhead Milton Keynes now. That one is around 15 minutes out. That one just passing through 17,000 feet now. Looks like that Vulcan is still on operation over Nottingham. And the Maersk 767 making its way in from Belfast just overhead Liverpool now. And that's DHL 757 just north of Manchester, passing overhead Rochdale. That one is around 20 minutes out. So there's this 777 just passes by. The next 777 outbound should be on the end stand and departing out to Cincinnati, I believe, a little later. Should be the 777 just behind there. Change my position in a minute. There you go. Just catch back up with that one. So this one will take just a few minutes to reach the threshold of 27. And we should catch that one powering out Probably in the next 3 or 4 minutes. There we go. So as that one makes its way down to runway 27 then, let's take a quick look at that next 777, which will be, or is scheduled to be, on its way out anytime soon. It's still in the process of being loaded up. Jet 2 service in from Lanzarote, just south of Leicester now, around 5 minutes or so from touching down this evening. And looks like we'll see the DHL 757 just beyond that. That one is currently passing just over Chesterfield, making its way down towards East Midlands, just west of Chesterfield. And the Maersk service in from Belfast this evening, that one is passing just north of Leek, just past Macclesfield, making its way down towards Derby. That one should route, both those services, the 757 and 767 inbounds, routing towards Nottingham before turning on to final this evening. But the next outbound will be that 777 off to Leipzig this evening. And I'm on a 747, just leaving the coast of France now, heading towards the south coast of the UK. Looks like that one is due to arrive bang on 9 PM. So if it does, we'll catch that one on the stream. The 777 just turning onto runway 27 now. That one should hopefully make it out before the arriving Jet 2, but it may be waiting. Hopefully we'll see that first, and it doesn't have to wait too long. Let's have a look. Yep, looks like that one is just lining up. So let's pan around and catch this one departing out this evening. Those engines throttling up in the distance there. powering out straight in front of us there. Whoops, the wind just taking the camera slightly. There we go. That one just powering out in front of us there, off to Leipzig this evening. And again, blasted by the power from those engines there. It's definitely shifted the wind. There we go. It's a Jet 2 aircraft, just not on final yet, so let's see if we can get a little bit closer to this one. There we go. That one off into the evening sky there. Very clear evening sky. So it's just let me take a minute to reset. That's like 3 aircraft now inbound. Got the Jet 2 service in from Lanzarote and the Maersk in from Belfast. Just before that though, the 757 in from Reykjavik. All should be on the ground within the next 10 minutes or so. Is on approach. Let's take a quick look at the power again, making sure we've got enough to last us for the next 30 minutes or so. Plenty on there. We should be okay on everything else for the time being. Thanks to everybody who's joined us so far on this evening's stream. Hope you've enjoyed it so far. It's the second stream of the week from down here at East Midlands. We were out here on Tuesday evening when the temperatures were a lot lower than they are now. Bitterly cold on Tuesday evening, but we were streaming till about 9 PM. Started that one a little later due to a few delays on the inbound arrivals. We still had a lot of variety of aircraft on that stream. Again, that one was on 09 ops here at East Midlands using runway 09. So approaching from the right of where we are now, opposed to the left hand side, which is the direction that DHL 777 just took off from. That Jet 2 aircraft just making its final approach now, just a couple of minutes before that one touches down. And over on the DHL stand there. That 777 still in the process of being loaded up. That one is due out. It was due out in the next 20 minutes, but we'll see on the progress that one makes. John, in terms of doing it full time, I'm really just doing it for the fun of it for the time being, and seeing how far we can take the channel. So we've only just really pushed it in the last couple of months, and it's only really with the support of the volunteers here as well at the Aeropark, allowing us inside and giving up some of their time, that they've made it possible to get some great views on these evening streams. So yeah, we'll definitely take it as far as we can possibly take it. It's no limits, I guess, into what we can do. But it's something we definitely look into if the opportunity ever arose. But we're really just in the infancy of it at the minute, so watch this space, as they say. See how far we can grow, and it's only with the support of everybody else as well that watches and subscribes that make it possible for us. As I say, it's really built up some momentum over the past few weeks, and it's great to see all the support that everybody has offered as well, especially with other streamers as well. I know a few have popped in flights in tonight as well, so thank you very much for watching as well and joining in on the chat. And to you as well, John. It's with the help of other streamers like you that we're able to make things like this possible with your support. And just feeling a little bit of the cold, so sorry for any jitter in there. Let's get a close-up view of that jet too. Get my hand underneath that cover. There we go. So let me quickly get that radar up again, see where that next arrival is. Let's call it on approach. That's 767, just making a bit of an extended approach there overhead the airfield. Just giving way to that 757. Sorry for any glare there on the image. The ops team just passing by us, making sure everything is as it should be. So they make regular patrols of the perimeter here, making sure everything is all safe and sound. See if you can look up in the sky there. That's the Maersk 767 there, just turning towards the approach for 27 now. Flashing away in the distance. There we go, and that 757 shouldn't be too far away now. So you can see visibility this evening, that wind pushing all the cloud away now. See, with the weather's like this, you've got visibility right down past Leicester, as we saw with that Vulcan Air earlier. Just able to catch that on the stream as well, orbiting overhead Leicester. So probably a good 25-30 miles or so visibility from where we are when the weather is like this. But if anybody's in the area and wants to come down and see it in the daylight in person, remember these guys at the Aeropark are open this weekend as well, so come down and have a look. It definitely pays to come and see this in person. So that 757 just making its way in towards 27 now. Just a couple of miles left to run on that one. Flight time on that one this evening, 2 hours and 30 minutes. Just a little over 2 hours and 30 minutes by the time it touches down. This one is UK registered, Golf Bravo Mike Romeo Delta, airframe 37 years of age. hands up a tiny bit. There we go, so the 757 just approaching the threshold now. There's always a bit of a delay between looking up at the horizon and looking back at flight radar and the horizon again, trying to judge how quickly it's making its approach and how much of a lag the radar's got. Yeah, this one is in front of us now. The radar still has it just a couple of miles out, so always not the best to rely on. See this one as close up as we can possibly get in a minute. I can get my hand on the camera there. There we go. That one arriving in from Reykjavik this evening, another regular visitor on the stream. Makes it 2 757s on the DHL stand this evening. We'll see just whereabouts this one ends up. Back off on that one a bit so you can get it in the full frame. There we go. And so for any jitteriness in the movement there, that coal's just biting at me. Just trying to get out of the wind. Size comparison of that 757 against the 1S 747 there. Catch this one arriving onto stand, hopefully just before the Maersk touches down. And that Maersk 767 will vacate just like the UPS did a little earlier and should make its way back down towards the UPS hangars at the end of the airfield. Whoops. There's that one that turns on there. The Maersk is just passing the threshold now. So let's quickly pan across. We'll just leave that 757 for a minute. Catch that Maersk as it touches down. there somewhere. There you go. So this one should vacate a little further down, just as the EPS 767 did. This one makes its way a little down, a little further down the taxiway. We'll get a close-up of that 757 as it starts its unloading operation this evening. There we go. Look off at that. So let's just quickly check that radar. The West Atlantic 737 is inbound as well now. That is on its final approach, as well as the Swift Air in from Guernsey this evening, that ATR making its way just north of Leicester now. Okay, let's have a quick look back at that 757 just before the West Atlantic arrives in. The stairs just being brought up to the front door of the aircraft. And the one at 747, just 15 minutes or so away from us now. That one just south of Northampton, making its way up to East Midlands. So we'll finish with that one 747 arriving in this evening. Good aircraft to end the stream on there. So we'll be finished in the next 15 minutes or so, just to give everybody a bit of a pre-warning. Yeah, thanks for your support, everybody, this evening. Definitely takes a lot to be out here in the cold, but I'm glad we can bring you all of the action down here at East Midlands. It's great to see everybody involved with it, and great to see the channel grow as well. So that West Atlantic 737-400 making its way down towards East Midlands now. And if I can, I'm going to plug in that last bit of power. There we go. And if I plug that one there, the 737 at first, and I'll mess around with the last bit of power. Keep us going for the last 15 minutes. There we go, that one just approaching the runway threshold now. And the West Atlantic should vacate and go straight on to stand across from us. Is really picking up now, so apologies for any interference on the sound. Turn it down as far as I can to get rid of some of that background noise. Whoops. It makes it a little difficult as well in the dark. You always get adjusted to the bright lights in front of you, so looking down at your feet in the darkness, forget where they are. There you go, that one should tuck its way behind the RVL Cessna that arrived in earlier. Well, that one is just arriving on to stand. The Swift Air ATR on final now. And the one at 747 just 9 minutes or so away from us. Check the power of the battery. There we go, should be plenty enough. West Atlantic 737 arriving on stand there. That one inbound from Aberdeen this evening. Flight time of 60 minutes. Airframe is 31 years of age. And the inbound 767, the Maersk 767 that we just saw a few minutes ago, that one find some detail on that aircraft info. Airframe is at 40 years of age on that one. Quite an old visitor into East Midlands this evening. Just a short hop from Belfast, 45 minutes. but that ATR is next to land in. And that's 747 just north of Leicester now. 5 minutes or so before we see that one this evening. And that one will be the final inbound of the stream. It will finish around 9 PM. So we'll see where that one ends up. Try and catch just a couple of minutes of the ground ops on that, but that one should again vacate and make its way back down towards the UPS end of the airfield, where all the 747s usually park on stand. Let's try and catch that Swift ATR in now. I have the Ryanair departing to Tenerife. Trying to make a hasty exit out before the 747 arrives in. The ATR vacating quite early here from runway 27 there. Let's see if we can get a close-up of that one. There you go, that one making its way down towards the UPS end of the airfield. Just zoom back out, see if we can catch this Ryanair, see if this one makes it out before the 747. Looks like that one is lining up at the minute. Now this one off to Tenerife this evening. 747 just about to turn on to final. Just a couple of minutes before that one is with us this evening. Ryanair making its way out this evening. That one off to Tenerife. Right, so final aircraft on approach. If you're just joining us for this one, thank you very much for joining us. If you want to see the rest of the action here this evening, definitely go back and have a look through the rest of the live stream. Thank you for all the support this evening as well. And just a final reminder, if you do want to see all of the aircraft in person and also have a look around the airpark, the Aeropark is open this weekend 10 AM till 3 PM, with that last entry being 2 PM. All the details are linked in the live stream below. There's a link to the website, all the details there for how to get here, the admission prices and everything on offer as well. So definitely check that out if you can. So just have a quick pan across while that 747 makes its way down to us. 777 there out to Cincinnati this evening, just pushing off stand and starting up. 747 passing through 2,000 feet now. The star backtracking up the runway there. One not showing on the radar. But nevertheless, let's stick on the in the direction of 27. I didn't think that was the 747. I thought we'd missed it. Yeah, but that one looks like it's passing through 1,500 feet now. So just a minute or so before we see that one. So power is all good, everything looks good. Hopefully we don't drop connection. Just be my luck. Just approaching the threshold for 27 now. 777 starting up its engines in the background. Any minute now it will make an appearance. The reverse thrusters in action now. One 747 arriving in from Madrid this evening. There we go. Good one to end the stream on this evening. Let's just watch this one for a a minute or so, and then we'll get packed up and make an exit. So thanks to everybody who's watched this evening. To all you new subscribers, thank you very much for joining and supporting the channel, and also to all you returning subscribers as well. It's great to see everybody in the chat this evening, and everybody watching as well, all the action down here at East Midlands Airport. If you're new to the channel and not subscribed yet, definitely consider subscribing to keep receiving more of all this action. Turn on those notifications to never miss when we're down here at East Midlands streaming. So we should hopefully be back out next week, weather permitting. We'll hope for another good evening. And thanks to Mark and Deborah as well tonight, moderating the chat, and to everybody else who's joined in and supported. Your support is greatly appreciated, and it's doing great things to help grow the channel. So we'll just stick with this 747 as it makes its way past the passenger terminal there. There we go, that one making its way down to its stand for the evening. So with that in shot then, I think that's probably a good point to end the stream on. So thank you very much to everybody who's joined in again, and I've said it before, but your support is greatly appreciated. We'll be out again next week. I'll put streams up in advance, but thank you for watching. I've been Tom, and this has been live flight action at East Midlands Airport. Thank you very much everybody, and we'll see you on the next stream.